Quay. Other videos in this series explain the laws on PEI about wills, power of attorney, healthcare directives. These laws apply to all people living on Prince Edward Island except for islanders who are or are entitled to be registered Indians and have ordinarily live on reserve. This is because the Indian Act, a federal law, overrides provincial law. Specifically, let's look at how the Indian Act addresses powers of attorney, healthcare directives, and wills. A power of attorney is a legal document that gives another person the power to look after your financial and legal affairs if you cannot do this yourself, or if you wish that person to do it for you. For most islanders, getting a power of attorney is a simple process, and they can choose whomever they want to act on their behalf. However, for islanders who are registered Indians living on reserve, the rules are different. For those islanders, Indigenous Services Canada has the authority to step in and handle the person's finances when they become mentally incompetent. This is true even if the Indigenous person wrote a power of attorney document appointing someone they trust. The department may use that document as evidence of the person's wishes, but they ultimately decide who will be appointed to the role. Usually, Indigenous Service Canada asks the person's family members to apply to be appointed. If no family members are willing or available, the public trustee, a provincial government worker, will act as a substitute decision maker. Until someone has been appointed by the department, Indigenous Services Canada can act as your power of attorney. A healthcare directive is a legal document in which you can explain your wishes for your health care in case you become unable to make or communicate decisions. In your directive, you can appoint a person called a proxy to make health care decisions for you when you cannot. As well, you can include a description of your cultural and spiritual needs. For example, you may want to state that you require smudging at particular times, or that you would like an elder visit for spiritual guidance. It is a good idea to talk to your healthcare provider while you are well to discuss how to meet your needs in the future. The Indian Act does not address healthcare directives. Because of this, Indigenous Services Canada will not step in to deal with your health matter if you become incompetent. Whoever you name in your healthcare directive will be the person making decisions on your behalf. If no one can take on the role, a provincial government worker named the public guardian will step in. A will is a legal document in which you say how you want your property and possessions to be passed on when you die. When writing your will, don't forget to consider how you want your cultural artifacts you own to be distributed, including instructions for items such as your bundle, pipe, eagle feathers, blankets, or medicines. When an Indigenous person who was a registered Indian and lived on reserve dies, Indigenous Services Canada will become involved. In this case, the Indian Act is used instead of the Probate Act, which is the act that governs the will of all other islanders. At the time of the registered Indian person's death, the department will determine whether they must intervene according to the Indian Act. If so, they will approve the will, appoint the executor or administrator, and handle any complaints from heirs to the estate. In this situation, the will is not legal, and your property cannot be distributed until the minister has approved the will or a court has granted probate. The rules for wills under the Indian Act are actually easier to meet than the rules under the Probate Act. According to the Indian Act, a will is valid as long as it is in writing. It is signed and has instructions for distributing property and takes effect upon the death of the person. There is a lot more to cover, but I hope this brief overview was helpful. Please contact Community Legal Information with any questions you may have. They have also provided referrals to Indigenous and non-Indigenous services and programs. Walalan.